Getting started in DayZ can be a nightmare and it can feel frustrating, but there are simple things you can learn to make it a hell of a lot easier, and by the end of this you should know how to take the first steps to survive long enough to leave the coast. If you liked the video, please leave a like or a subscribe, it really helps me out. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Well, he's snoring in the back. Well, that scared the hell out of me. One of the first things you need to know is what you should find, why you should find it, and where to actually find it. Firstly, you'll need a knife. These are almost mandatory for beginner survival. Knives can be found in most houses, sheds, industrial zones, and my favourite place to loot for knives, outhouses. Alternatively, if you keep running along the tracks, you can find and combine two of these stones, and if you find one stone, you can rub it against a large rock to carve a knife as well. This also works with bones, but as an absolute beginner, you're probably more likely to find stones. A knife is all you need to get all the resources to build a fire and flay and cook food. To build a fire, approach a bush with your knife and cut it down. Put the stick in your hand and press the split button. Then approach a tree as so and cut off 2 pieces of bark. Pick up 1 piece of bark and combine it with the snapped sticks, scrolling through the potential craftable items here. This will allow you to build a fireplace. Then repeat the steps by combining one of the pieces of bark with a stick for a hand drill kit, and use the hand drill kit to light it. Add more sticks to burn for longer, and if you have an axe, cutting down trees can produce firewood or logs that you can turn into firewood, and the fire will just burn for a lot longer. Also note you can use other items such as rags, bandages, paper and so on as kindling, but I'd recommend never using bandages as they're usually disinfected, which is needed to prevent infection when you have to heal. Always listen out for chickens or other animals. If you can't hear one, just keep searching houses and eventually you will. Follow the sound, kill the animal, and then using a knife, click skin it. This will give you the meat to cook on your fire. However, huge warning here, always wear gloves or your hands will become bloodied and make you ill. If they do get bloodied, you can either clean them using a water bottle or some natural water will work just as well. Just approach somewhere and then interact with it. Alternatively, use your knife to cut up a piece of clothing into rags, and by placing them in your hand and scrolling again through the options, it will give you the option to craft some hand wraps to wear, preventing any illness. If you mess this up, charcoal pills are required to cure you. Lastly, to cook, approach another bush, cut off a long stick, combine it with your knife and then add the meat. Light your fire, wait for this ashy base to appear and then press cook. Once cooked, replace the meat immediately when it turns brown or else it will burn and make you ill. Also, only drink from wells or cans you find. Don't trust any other sources of water. But for the complete guide on survival, click here and it'll tell you everything you need to know to get your feet off the ground, or click here for something completely different. But as always, until next time.